Good morning guys, thanks for joining me for another What I Eat in a Day as a vegan on Slimming World. If you're new here, my name's Deanna, I'm a vegan losing weight on the Slimming World plan. If you're coming back, as always, thanks ever so much for doing so, I really appreciate you guys. Today is Saturday. I haven't eaten anything yet today because I've been out at mum and dad's just having my hair cut. We just have a mobile hairdresser who comes around, been using her for years, she's brilliant. But yeah, basically I was just doing a few chores before I went, wasn't hungry, as always, and then now I come back and I'm starving. So I did have a coffee before I left this morning, which was just normal coffee with 100 mils of Alpro Almond Barista, so that was one sin. And then at mum and dad's I had exactly the same again, so that was another sin, so that's two so far that I'm on. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna go dig about and try and find something for lunch. All right, so lunch. Cannot wait. I'm gonna make aubergine pizza. This is essentially using aubergine as the base and then just with some very basic ingredients. And I'll tell you what, it was so good last time I made this, so I'm gonna make it again today. I hope this is good because I'm very excited. So this is so easy, I don't even want to call it a recipe, but basically you just have your aubergine. Now, mine are sitting fairly flat, so I'm not going to take any off, but if you need to, you can just take a small sliver off the bottom just to help them stand straight. But if you see, mine are already quite nice and flat. So then you just want to squeeze some tomato puree on, not loads, but enough, you know, that you're going to taste it. So here's my recommended amount. And then just spread it all over the top. I'm not gonna lie, it does take a little bit of dedication to try and get it evenly spread because the aubergine is like a, I guess, wet surface. It does drag a bit, so just persist and you'll get there. The next step is just to add some seasoning of your choice. So I'm just using garlic and herb seasoning. Next up, add your meat of choice. So I'm using squeaky bean, NYC Deli pastrami style sandwich slices. Yeah, they're supposed to be eaten cold, but they go really good and crispy on this. So, and I really like them. They've got some really nice like taste. So, yep, I shall spread these beautifully on. Last step. I've just torn up the slices of vegan pastrami because last time I did it all in one and it just made it quite hard to cut. So I've just torn it up into little pieces just so that it's just a bit easier to break apart when they're cooked. I've used the whole pack. You get about 9 slices in there. So, you know, I've eaten one and I've got 4 in each. For this pack is 1.5 for the whole pack. So they're really low sin. Next up, I've grated 40 grams of my cocoa vegan cheese on the small side of the grater because, as you guys know, it makes it go a lot further. And as you can see now, this is actually going to be enough to cover both. So I can use, this is one healthy extra A. And here we go, my 2 little aubergine kind of pizza boat things. So I'm just going to pop these in the oven, which I've had preheating for a while now. And they're going to go in for about 25 minutes, and that should be perfect to cook the aubergine. All right, you may have noticed I had a second baking tray out. What I'm going to make is some oat squash cookies. These are going to take up healthy extra B if you feel like it, and a couple of sins for some chocolate chips. So I've got the squash that I roasted earlier in the week. I'm going to use this white one. Well, I'm going to try a little bit of each and see which has got the most flavour. I think probably the white has the least flavour, so I'll probably use that in these. And that'll be the binder for the oats. I'm going to make quite a few, but I'm going to try and divide them so that you can either sin them if you want to have one, or you can use X amount to be able to have your healthy extra B choice. So I'll show you in a sec. I'm starting with 120 grams of oats. So this is the equivalent of 3 healthy extra B choices. Having tried a bit of these, I mean, they've both just come out of the fridge, but so they don't have much flavour, but the white has least flavour, but I think I'm going to use a mixture of both because they're different textures. All right, this has taken quite a bit of mixing, and you will find that if you want to recreate this yourself. But basically I've used 150 grams of the squash. I just kept adding it in and then just kind of really mixing it. And when you mix it through, you need to kind of squash with the spoon just to really incorporate it. The last thing you want is for this to be too wet. So yeah, it's just, oh sorry, that's a washing machine. So yeah, just err on the side of caution. Now I like mine really vanilla-y, so I've just added in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and mixed that in really well. Next up, and I'm still thinking of like divisible amounts, so the chocolate chips that I've got are these Aldi dark chocolate chips. They're accidentally vegan, and they're 6 tins for 25 grams. So I'm going to use 50 grams in total, I think. I just need to mix those in. I'm still deciding whether or not to chuck in a couple of these white chocolate ones as well. I'll let you know in a tick. All right, here's my finished attempt. You know, I'm the first to admit they don't look fantastic, but that's okay. I've tried to spread the white chocolate chips out as best I could, but they're really big. I should have cut them up. So basically, for 4 of these cookies, I've made 12, but for 4 of them, it is 6 sins plus 1 healthy extra B. And, of course, some speed, because squash is speed food. So technically you are meeting your 1/3 speed with these as well, which is quite a nice little thing. Anyway, so the reason mine look a bit uneven is just because the mixture was getting quite sticky. So I've just done what I can. Obviously when I have them, I'll try and like even them out to make sure that I'm having, you know, an equivalent amount of 4. Yeah, so these are obviously made as a treat thing, which is why, you know, they're 6 sins, but, you know, leave out the white chocolate chips and they immediately become, I think, 4 or 2. Yeah, so the ingredients that I've used, let's just recap them very quickly. 120 grams of oats, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 150 grams of pre-cooked roasted squash, and 50 grams of dark chocolate chips and 25 grams of white chocolate buttons. So yeah, as I said, feel free to tweak that, but with my recipe, and that's made 12 of them because I very deliberately tried to make sure it's all divisible. That's 6 sins for 4 cookies and a healthy extra B. Now my aubergine pizza is essentially ready now while I've been making those oat cookie things. So I'm really gutted because I was going to have a pouch of the golden vegetable rice from Tesco, but I haven't got one, so I'm a bit gutted at that, so I must buy some more because I really love it. But what I'm having instead with it is Mediterranean-inspired couscous, so I'm just making up the pouch now, and that's 2.5 sins for the pouch. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, this is the finished product, so it's a total of 4 sins plus my healthy extra A. Just been doing some chores, and I usually do my bedding on a Sunday, but I did it today because I couldn't wait to get my winter bedding on. Look how cute it is. I mean, yeah, okay, it's a bit creased where it's been away for a year, but whatever. I don't iron bedding because, you know, who could be bothered? I don't iron anything, actually. Anywho, how cute. Do you like my bedding? I just love stuff with like animals on it. I'm a simple soul, easily pleased. Can't remember if I showed you guys earlier or not, but this is the sort of pumpkin cookies when they came out. Obviously you can see there's a little person been nibbling at that one. It's okay, it's me. It was just to try it. So yeah, so the squash obviously means that they're not that sweet, but that's of course the chocolate makes up for that. So yeah, Mum's coming over in a minute for a cup of tea. We're going to watch an episode of Grimm, and so I'm going to have a portion of these for my like afternoon snack, which is, as I said earlier, 4, which is healthy extra B plus 6 sins. Guys, something I ordered a while ago has just arrived. So I don't know how like big you guys are, but for me personally, I don't like tight clothes, and I like all my hoodies and everything, I always just buy like men's clothes because I like them baggy, and you know, you can get big sizes. So I don't actually have a Christmas jumper that fits. And so a while ago I found some on eBay, and it was exactly what I wanted, but it didn't go up to big enough size. So I messaged them and asked if there was any way that they'd be able to get the one I wanted in my size and then put the print on. They came through for me. I had to wait a bit because obviously they were doing it specially, but it's just arrived. So I tried it on and I'm so excited. Look, it's a Jurassic Park Christmas jumper hoodie. How cool is that? I am so pleased. Like, you guys have no idea. I love Jurassic Park. So this is literally just like made my Christmas now. So I got totally distracted doing an online escape room by myself, yes. Well, it's actually like a puzzle book one. But yeah, so I have been doing that for the last like hour and a half without actually realising I was taking too long, and now my tummy's rumbling, which is unfortunate because my dinner is going to take an hour. So hey ho, I'll just have to hang on and drink a load of water to try and pretend that I'm not starving hungry. I'm having potato wedges this evening. It's a Saturday evening. I'm feeling like a bit of a kind of a treat like meal, I guess. It's going to be, I think, sin-free actually. So yes, so it's sort of like kind of like dirty fries, but I don't know if I want to call it that. We'll see. Maybe dirty wedges. I'm just going to get my wedges cooking first before I start adding stuff to it, but I've used this seasoning mix. It's been in my drawer for ages unopened, and oh my god, the smell is incredible. It's like a proper Mexican, seasoning, and yeah, it's actually made in Mexico as well, actually. So, oh my god, I have never smelled anything like this in the UK. This is not a regular like Cajun seasoning, or well, Cajun's obviously different to Mexican, but you know what I mean, like fajita seasoning, sorry, that's the one I was thinking of, like fajita or anything like that. They've called it smoky chipotle, fajita and taco mix. Seriously, this is so good. The ingredients are chipotle chili, which is most of it, smoked salt, lime, Mexican oregano, coriander, garlic, and then two ingredients I can't pronounce, guajillo, or guajillo, it's spelt, but it's guajillo, I guess, and epazote, E-P-A-Z-O-T-E, and then paprika. But like, seriously, the depth of flavour, it almost smells alcoholic, like almost like brandy or something like that, but with a real deep smoky barbecue. It's incredible, honestly. Like, yeah, I'll shut up about it now, but honestly, wishing I'd used this before. Anyway, here's my wedges. So I've just literally cut up 2 potatoes and sprinkled them with that mix. I am going to put some fry light on them. I can't remember if I responded to people asking about fry light. But basically, yeah, I never used to use it. I have started just for the ease of it being sin-free. But if you actually look at the ingredients, and this is actually what kind of got me in the end, over half of it is actually oil. And then it's also got water, some alcohol in there, I guess, as a preservative, emulsifier, I guess, to stop it all separating, which is just sunflower lecithin, flavouring and thickener. That's it. So I used to think, in fairness, that it was just literally all chemicals, and I didn't realise it was actually 50% oil. So I feel that was kind of why I started thinking, do you know what, let's just give it a go. And, you know, stuff like this, it's just so useful just to kind of stop, like, I like to put it on things like this because then it stops the spices burning. But what I do is, as you can see, I've just been spraying it and it's like gone everywhere because it does that. It's really annoying. So what I do is I get a bit of kitchen roll and I just go round the edges so that it's not like just going to end up sitting there, because that's what ruins the trays. Right, so the next question was, what am I going to top my wedges with? Because I'm going to call it loaded wedges. Like, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So, just for ease of use, I'm just going to do stuff in the oven all together. Because I've already used these 2 trays today, so I might as well just keep using them. So I'm going to do a red and a yellow pepper and a giant red onion. Well, not really giant, but you know, pretty good size. What's that, like a baseball size? It's pretty good. So, because I was thinking kind of like fajita veggies, that kind of thing. I am debating whether or not to throw in some little tomatoes. I just don't know if I fancy them. I'm just trying to think of how else, like what else I can put on to like bulk out the veg a bit, because I just feel like there's not much veg. Yeah, I'll put a few of these on. And then for like the meat, I'm gonna have tofu, so I'm just gonna keep this up small. Maybe I'll just toss it in a little bit of this seasoning as well. And obviously I'm using smoked tofu, so you know, all the smokiness. And basically, like when the wedges are done and when this is done, the plan is to mix it all together and put grated cheese over the top and shove it back in the oven, and that's gonna make it beautiful. I may do some sweet corn on it. I sort of feel like sweet corn would be really nice. And I'm really in the mood for gherkins, but I'm thinking that probably won't go. I don't know. No, it probably won't. Will it? Will gherkins go? We'll find out later. All right, so here's my lovely tray of veggies and tofu. I've cut the tofu up kind of small because I just want it to be really like kind of, maybe not crispy, but really just little spots of flavour. So I've also obviously put some garlic in with the veg. I'm just going to give it a quick spray with Fry Light, and I'll give that, stupidly I didn't time when I put the wedges in. I know, Delts, it is funny. Yeah, I mean, these would probably want 35-ish minutes, maybe. So yeah, I'm just going to chuck that in now, to be totally honest. While that's all cooking, I am like really hungry, so I'm going to have some gherkins. These are the little ones, so they're cornichons. But yes, I can't believe I haven't had these for so long. Like, seriously, gherkins are one of my favourite things in the world, so God knows why I haven't been having them, but here we go, now I am. I got so caught up playing my puzzle book thing that I ignored the timer for the oven, and things are a little charred, but it's okay. At least they're cooked. Frustratingly, I have actually finished the puzzle book thing, but I cannot get the blinking final clue, and it's driving me potty. So anyway, I'm going to eat dinner and watch some TV instead. And moan. Told you it was a bit charred. Not quite the masterpiece that I was hoping it would turn out to be, but it should still be pretty tasty. Time for the last segment of the day. So it's currently about 10:15, something like that. And dinner was really nice, but I had to use an extra 5 sins for a tablespoon of Hellmann's vegan mayo because, oh my God, that stuff was really spicy, and my mouth was on fire. So I had some mayo, which actually was really, really good with it. So yeah, I used 5 sins on mayo. I forgot to do my advent calendar earlier. So here's today's, and it's Father Christmas, yay! 1.5 sins for my advent calendar chocolate, and for my actual like chocolate for the evening, I'm having one of my little sea salt bars. I haven't had one for a while, so having one of these tonight, 6.5 sins. That actually puts me exactly on 25 today, so happy days. Oh, I just dropped it on the floor. That's really annoying. I'm also having a cup of Pucker nighttime tea, and I'll probably have another one after that, and then I'm going to go to bed because I don't want to go to bed too late. So yeah, thanks again for watching as always, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed today's video and got some different ideas. If you don't like aubergine and you want to do the sort of pizza idea, then you could do slices of potato, but probably pre-cook them a little bit first. You could do butternut squash, where like in thick slices probably would be best. You could do courgette, like courgette boats. You could even hollow out the middle if you really wanted to, but I would just keep it as it is. What else could you do? I guess you could top like a cauliflower steak, but I feel like that would be a bit weird. But yeah, there's different options. So, you know, if you don't like aubergine, just go for something else. Yeah, that's all I've got to say really. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks as always for watching. Love you all. Night night.